going to listen to that and not respond until there is a greater response from our side. And I think now is the moment. I think that the president rightly drew some red lines, said you have to not do this. President Putin said, make my day, see if you can stop me. And now I think the administration has to respond more forcefully.
The president met with top national security officials today after reports of 2 more Russian cyber attacks. On Sunday, a Russian-based group claimed responsibility for what may be the largest ransomware attack on the United States in history. And there are reports that a Republican National Committee contractor was also targeted. The New York Times reporting, quote, it was unclear whether the REvil and RNC attacks were related, but they are a test for Mr. Biden just 3 weeks after he held his first meeting as president with Mr. Putin, one in which he demanded that the Russian leader rein in ransomware activities against the United States, end quote. Back with us tonight is Frank Figliuzzi, former FBI Assistant Director for Counterintelligence. He's also the host of the new podcast, The Bureau. Frank, good to see you, my old friend. I want to play for you what President Biden said after meeting with Vladimir Putin in Geneva last month. And now let's talk about it.
I pointed out to him we have significant cyber capability, and he knows it. He doesn't know exactly what it is, but it's significant. And if in fact they violate these basic norms, we will respond. Cyber. He knows. In the cyber way.
Let's talk about that. That was pretty clear. You heard Mike McFaul talking about a red line. Does what happened this weekend, the last 2 events that we've heard about, does that constitute crossing that red line?
I'm going to say probably not, Ali, and here's why. This is fraught with peril, and we don't have clear plans for this. The Pentagon for centuries has drawn up war plans. They know what to do if this happens on the battlefield or that happens in terms of an attack. We don't really have this played out in terms of if they do this, we do that. It's easier for us to say we need a tougher response. And yes, we do. But exactly what that response are and should be and what the repercussions will be, I'm not sure have been played out. And I'm not sure the American people understand that we are quietly going to war almost every day, almost every holiday weekend, which is when these attacks come, because adversaries believe we're on vacation. The IT specialists will take time to respond and notice the attack. We've had it on Christmas. We've had it on Memorial Day. We've had it now on July 4th. And what's happening is we're almost unable to see the difference between a nation-state actor like we've seen before, for example, with the RNC contracting hack. That looks like Russian intelligence service. But then we see this other attack on a software management firm for businesses, shut down 800 supermarkets in Sweden, countless other clients. That looks more like REvil, which is a Russian-based but criminal organization. Very tough to say, let's do this without understanding what the repercussions are.
Well, let's talk about REvil. There is new reporting out that the computer code behind this massive ransomware attack that we just saw was designed to bypass computers that principally use the Russian language or the language of countries that are friendly with the Kremlin. Now, I don't know what we're supposed to make of that. The reporting by Ken Dilanian suggests that these people are sort of getting away with this with the sanction of their governments, and if they know they don't target people in Russia or friendly countries, they're more likely to be left alone for a while. What does that mean? Are these people encouraged by the Russian government? Are they part of the Russian government, or are they just are the Russians just happy that they're needling the West?
This is about as close as you're going to get to state-sponsored terrorism in the cyber world. Ken Dilanian has this right. The code in these ransomware attacks is written so that it will never attack Russian targets. That seems to be Vladimir Putin telling these organizations, hey, I'm going to give you license to operate here. I've got your back. Just don't ever let this unleash on one of our companies or one of our agencies. That's essentially state sponsorship. That's why you're going to see our entire U.S. intelligence community, NSA, CIA, FBI, directed even at these criminal organizations because they're so closely tied to the Russian government. They present a national security concern for the United States.
So what's the end game for Putin here? Because these ransomware attacks hold people's information ransom for money. They get that money. Unlike a normal terrorist attack that we're familiar with, there's something to be gained from it. What's the end game here?
Well, first, let's remember, Putin simply wants to sow discord and chaos and undermine our democracy. We've seen what that looks like in election cycles. Now we're seeing what it looks like in food, attacks on our food supply with JBS, attacks on our fuel supply with Colonial. And you're going to continue to see this kind of thing. He wants to sow discord, disarray. It's almost all he's got left. Ali, his economy is suffering. Sanctions have indeed taken a bite out of him. He's kind of a second-tier country without his army. He's got almost nothing. So he's got this to play with and wreak havoc with. What we've got to do is shore up our defenses in our critical infrastructure, and we've got to have those war plans ready. If he does this against our critical infrastructure, we will do this. Let's think that through quickly. It's landed on Joe Biden's desk. Like it or not, he's the guy who's going to deal with it. He's got to confront this.
Frank, always good to see you.